so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down.
What's up, my friends, and welcome back to your daily dose of Fortnite here in the Happy Power channel. In this particular video, we have for you guys the dragons as well as the Fire King coming to Fortnite Battle Royale, as well as discussing to you guys what all this stuff actually means. I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and let's get it, my friends. Alrighty guys, so welcome back. Now, the dragons within inside Fortnite's Battle Royale. So, we know for a fact these dragon eggs, there's actually a total of 5 of them located in the basement of the Ice King's castle. And they're actually located next to something that's extremely important to the Season 7 storyline. So inside the actual iceberg that is currently not completely melted just yet, inside the basement of the Ice King's castle, we actually have this, a prisoner of the Fire King. Now, why is the Fire King trapped in the basement located inside a piece of ice? Well, he's the Fire King, for one, and for two, the Ice King had to put him down there and freeze him over because of some sort of falling out. We know this from the fact that inside the Ice King's castle, there's actually a table with all the elements. So wind, fire, earth, all that good stuff. And one of the chairs that are tipped over appears to be the Fire King's chair. So it looks like he tried to escape right before he was caught by either all the elements or just the Ice King, and then frozen down in the basement with, of course, his minions, which would be the dragons. Now, we know the dragons are tied to the actual Fire King because, well, it's pretty straightforward. Dragons breathe fire, and the Fire King most likely has the ability to, of course, use fire. Now, looking directly into the background video, we could definitely tell the Fire King had one of his hands out right before the event, which means he was slowly starting to melt the ice all around the Ice King's castle. And that's actually where this comes from, which essentially says, unexpected awakening. Why am I awake? The ice was never supposed to thaw. Now, this is part of the Snowfall set, which means, of course, his kingdom is falling due to the Fire King, essentially. And that's essentially where the actual Snowfall skin has come from, or where the name has come from. The Ice King's castle is now completely falling. A series of events is most likely going to be happening, where the Fire King is most likely going to be escaping, and we should be seeing the introduction of dragons and all that crazy stuff. I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys think about all this stuff in the comment section down below, as it is in fact extremely insane. Now, for those guys who don't know, the event just took place yesterday, and if you guys have actually missed it, here you guys go in the back of the video, a little preview as far as what happened. Alright, so that happened. Now, that had to happen in order for the Ice King to keep the Fire King down in the basement and pretty much buy himself some time. But we know most likely in the Season 7 storyline, we're going to be seeing a complete elemental battle between fire and ice. And a lot of people are actually speculating for Season 8, we're most likely going to be seeing a underwater theme, as all this ice most likely will start melting from the desert and, of course, the Fire King's wrath. So now all the questions are starting to arise, such as, well, when is this going to be happening, when are the dragons going to be introduced, and all that good stuff. Well, it's most likely relatively soon, because we know after a great battle, someone's going to want to get revenge, aka the Fire King. And considering he has dragon minions, these are actually already starting to melt a little bit, because we can definitely tell the ice around the castle was melting relatively fast. Now, we can also tell that even though the entire map is covered in ice, the actual iceberg where he is located has not changed, but we can probably counter that with, of course, the weather type in the game, because the weather is probably colder now, as of course the entire map is now covered in snow once again, and even the desert, which means the entire map's overall temperature is probably lowered, which probably means that's why the ice is not going to be melting anymore, and probably means why the ice is going to remain this size for a little while, until the Fire King can probably thaw himself out a little bit more, or buy himself some time in the near future, and melt the ice all around the map once again, or pretty much slowly within inside the Ice King's castle, to of course break out either another hand, or of course just himself in general. So as a little summary, what we should be expecting in the next couple of weeks is of course these dragons hatching and probably either helping out the Fire King or of course melting the ice around the map to break out the Fire King. After that, we should probably expect a crazy like Avengers battle between the elements. So pretty crazy stuff. Definitely curious to see what you guys about all this stuff in the comment section down below. And I do hope to see you guys in the next upcoming video. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and most of all, stay happy my friends and enjoy the rest of your day.